Imagine a frozen world under twin violet moons, where silence reigns and stars feel close enough to touch. Yet night after night, a strange, mournful cry pierces the stillness high-pitched, trembling and haunting, like a baby weeping for a mother it lost long ago. It comes from an alien wolf, larger than any Earth predator, alone and grieving the loss of everything it once loved. One human hears it, and what she discovers will leave her in tears. Before we dive in, if you love stories that tug at your heart while exploring alien worlds, make sure to hit like and subscribe. Share this video with anyone who believes in unexpected bonds and bravery in the face of the unknown. Trust me, you won't want to miss a single moment of this journey. The twin moons of Vorth hung low over a violet sky, casting pale, trembling light across endless forests blanketed in snow. Silence reigned over the frozen expanse, except for a sound that pierced the stillness. High, mournful, and trembling, it was a cry that seemed almost impossibly human. Kale, bundled in her thermal suit, paused as it reached her ears. Her heart clenched. That isn't just an animal," she whispered. "It's mourning." Her father, a seasoned xenobiologist, only sighed, warning her that the alien wolves were dangerous predators. But Aya couldn't dismiss it. Night after night, the cry called to her, tugging at a loneliness she understood too well. It was a sound of profound grief, raw and unshielded, carrying across frozen rivers and mountains where no human had ever tread. Something compelled her forward. She followed the echoes, step by crunching step, into the alien wilderness, past brittle trees glowing faintly in the cold moonlight. Each moment felt suspended between awe and fear. What creature could make a sound so heart-wrenching, so unbearably alive with sorrow? Aya didn't know, but she knew one thing for certain. She had to find it. And whatever it was, it would change everything. Snow crunched beneath Aya's boots as she climbed the ridge, guided only by the haunting cry that echoed like a wound across the forest. Hours passed. The cold bit at her face, the wind tugged at her thermal suit, and yet she pressed on, drawn by something she couldn't name. Then she saw him. Chiron stood on the ridge, enormous 3 meters from nose to tail, shoulders towering, fur glowing faintly under the twin moons. His head was thrown back, howling into the sky, and for a moment Aya froze. She expected teeth, claws, danger, but what she saw instead was grief, so raw it stole her breath. When his silver eyes finally met hers, she felt the weight of his loneliness. No attack, no growl, just a glimmer of recognition, or maybe exhaustion so deep it left him unable to fight. Slowly, the alien wolf lowered his massive head, curling into the snow. His body trembled, ribs pressing through fur, a creature broken by loss. Aya's heart ached. She realized he was not a monster, but a soul drowned in sorrow. Night after night, she would return to this ridge, drawn into the silent dialogue between human and wolf, each understanding the other in ways words could never capture. Aya returned night after night, each time stepping a little closer, speaking softly as snowflakes drifted past. Chiron never threatened her, though his cries filled the night with sorrow. Slowly, she learned to sit near him, letting her presence be a quiet offering. "I know you're hurting," she whispered one evening, her voice trembling from cold and compassion alike. "I've lost people too. Maybe not like you, but I know this emptiness." At first, he ignored the food she left, too proud, too wounded, but hunger and loneliness eventually softened him. One night, he approached, sniffed the scraps, and ate. Aya's smile broke through tears. "You're not alone anymore," she murmured. Blizzards swept across Vorth, burying the land in ice and snow, but Aya never faltered. She worried for him, for the wolf who had survived so much. One night, the storm blinded her. She collapsed in the snow, half frozen. When she awoke, she wasn't alone. Chiron stood over her, massive and protective, leading her to a glowing cave where warmth from crystal fires defied the cold. For the first time, his rumble wasn't sorrow. It was something new, hope. And in that fragile, unspoken trust, Aya realized that their bond had become more than empathy. It had become a lifeline. Night after night, Aya studied Chiron. She sketched the glowing streaks in his fur, noted the way his eyes reflected the violet moons, and tried to understand the language behind his mournful howls. And then, something extraordinary happened. As she pressed her hand gently to his fur, a warmth pulsed through her palm, faint, almost imperceptible, but unmistakable. Flashes of memory flickered in her mind. A snowy den, glowing pups, the joyous sounds of a pack now gone. Then the searing screams of weapons, fire, and silence. She gasped, tears spilling down her cheeks. She had felt his memories, his grief, his loss, his love. Chiron pressed closer, nuzzling her hand as if confirming that she understood. Aya whispered, "You're not alone." Not anymore. For the first time in years, he did not cry. He rumbled softly, a sound that carried hope rather than despair. But peace on Vorth was fragile. Aya sensed it. The winds carried whispers of other surviving wolves, aggressive and enraged. The human colony would see them all as threats. And Aya knew that the bond she had built with Chiron, delicate and precious, could be tested in ways neither of them were ready for. Alarms blared across Outpost Alicia. Miners on the forest's edge had been attacked. Tracks in the snow suggested alien wolves, but not Chiron. Somehow, others of his kind had survived, and unlike him, they struck with rage. The colony leaders decided all wolves must be exterminated. Aya ran through the snow to warn Chiron. "You have to go." "They'll kill you," she cried, breath fogging in the icy air. But he tilted his head, confused, yet hesitant to leave her. For the first time since losing his pack, he felt a bond, one that could not be broken by fear or death. When humans advanced with rifles and flamethrowers, Aya stood between Chiron and the soldiers. The other wolves attacked in fury, but Chiron howled not in rage, but as a call for peace. Silver light burst across the snow as the humans paused, stunned by the unearthly power of his cry. Aya's tears streaked her face. "You're not alone," she whispered, and he understood. Together, they survived the assault, the bond between human and alien wolf stronger than the hatred around them. In a universe filled with conflict, sometimes empathy and courage shine brighter than firepower. If you love this journey into the wild heart of Vorth, make sure to like, subscribe, and share for more epic HFY adventures here on HFY Rebytales.